12 and the auction has now formally started. Can you all please come and sit down? Die reëls van die veiling word in Engels voorgelees. Indien jy enige vrae rondom die eindom of die reëls het, sal ons dit na die aflees hiervan vir een Afrikaans herhaal. At this auction, we are selling a 280 Chantal extension 2, and the extent of the property is a very large 6602 square meters, more than 6,000 square meters. The rates and taxes per month is 455 Rand per month, and here are 3-phase electricity. Please note that here are also a 10 meters road reserve on main road for filling station purposes. The seller is not a VAT vendor. Kindly make sure that you have registered at the front desk and receive your bidding number, as a prospective bidder cannot participate in the bidding process if not registered as a bidder and in possession of a bidder's number. It is important that all bidders must thoroughly inspect the property and read the offer to purchase before the bidding starts. Please note that Section 55 of the new Consumer Protection Act states that the cooling off period does not apply to goods bought in auction. Those of you who are married within community of property must note that your husband or wife must also be present at the auction in order to sign the offer to purchase should you be the highest bidder. A person who attends the auction to bid on behalf of another person, a company or a CC, must produce a letter of authority that authorizes him or her to bid on behalf of that person or entity. A trust must already be registered and in possession of letters of authority of the Master of the High Court. Auction. We are selling for rising bid in South African Rand. The seller today is not a VAT vendor and normal duties will be payable at the receiver of revenue. The purchaser shall not be held liable for any arrears at the municipality if applicable. This is an auction with reserve. In terms of Section 45(4)(a), in a reserve auction, the seller reserves the right to accept or reject the highest bid over the reserve price, which has been set by the seller and communicated to the auctioneer. If the reserve price is met, the auction becomes absolute and the property is sold to the highest bidder. In the event that the highest bid falls short to the reserve price, the auctioneer will, in terms of Regulation 28(6) of the CPA, knock the property down subject to confirmation in order to allow the seller to confirm or reject the highest bidder's offer. The seller will have 2 business days to accept or reject the offer to purchase. That is the acceptance period, 2 days. Should any subsequent bid be received from a third party during such acceptance period, the new third party bidder will register in terms of the original auction rules and will have only one opportunity to submit a higher bid. Should a higher bid be submitted, the highest bidder of the first instance shall have the sole right of refusal to equal or better such subsequent bid obtained. The offer to purchase shall be deemed to have been accepted only when the seller signs the contract. The highest bidder or his representative shall sign the sales agreement or offer to purchase immediately on the fall of the hammer here at the front desk. The purchaser may not alter, amend or withdraw the agreement of sale or the offer to purchase. Auctioneer. The conduct of the auction is subject to the control of the auctioneer of the day, Mrs. Marietjie, who has the sole right to regulate the bidding procedure. In terms of Section 45(4)(b) of the CPA, the seller or his agent shall be entitled to bid up to the reserve price on behalf of the owner, but shall not be entitled to make a bid equal to or exceeding the reserve price. Payments. The purchaser shall be liable for the following 3 payments: the purchase price, the auctioneer's commission, and the transfer costs. Back to the purchase price. The purchase price is payable into the trust account of the conveyancer appointed by the seller. The purchaser has 60 days to deliver guarantees to the conveyancer. However, guarantees are only for the convenience of the purchaser. If the purchaser do not get a loan at the bank, the purchaser shall still be liable for all payments. The second payment is the auctioneer's commission, calculated at 10% of the purchase price plus VAT, payable into the trust account of the auctioneer's attorneys. The third and last payment is the transfer cost at the conveyancing attorneys. The vendor's row will be available at our auction house for a period of 3 years calculated from date of auction. On the fall of the hammer, the auction levy formally comes to an end. In the event that the auctioneer concludes with the words sold subject to confirmation by the seller, those words will be regarded as the announcement of the end of the auction sale. The rules of the auction were the requirements as set out in the Consumer Protection Act. Are there any questions? Is daar enige vrae? Yes?
Are there any other bidders online?
Het jy 'n beer op lyn gehad vanoggend?
Yeah, there's an online bidder at the moment of 1.6 million. 1.6, but he's not here, so I'm going to phone him, but you're welcome.
There's an online bidder for 1.6 million at the moment. If we exceed 1.6, we will phone him and ask him if you want to go further. Thank you. We hand now over to marietjie.
How would we know that it's online?
Yes, we have a printout and it's on the computer. I'll show you.
I'll show you. It's got a printout.
I'll show you. Okay. Thank you, Marion.
What is the first one?
Yes.
What is the minimum number of bidders for the auction to proceed?
So there's no, you can only be 2 people to bid on an auction, to do an auction. So if there's 2 people that registered, because we already got 4 people here is registered, so then there's no problem, 1 or 2 or 3. So it can be 5 people registered, 1 being registered, but you've got people more than 1 that registered, so we can do an auction. If there was only 1 person registered, then I will say, sorry, we've got 1 person auctioned, and we have to go on the line auction and see what is the thing. But what we can do today is we're going to go right through and see what we can do on the auction. Are you right with that? Okay with me? Right, starting now at 500,000. At 500,000, got 500,000 there. At 500,000, got 510. At 510, 560. At 560,000, now 570. At 570, 580. At 580, now 590. At 590, 91, 600,000. At 600,000, now 700,000. At 700,000, now 750. At 750,000, now 750. I'll take 550,000 more from you. So are you also playing with now? Because 750,000 there. I'm looking at 800,000. At 800,000 now, I'm looking at 8,000 now. At 800,000 now, I'm going to 900,000. At 900,000, got 900,000 there. At 900,000, 950. At 950,000, 950,000, 1 million. At 1 million, 1.1 million. At 1.1 million, 1.1 million. At 1.1 million, 1.50. At 1.50 now, 1.1.50. At 1.1, I'll take 1.2. At 1.2 million, yeah. At 1.2 million, 1.2 million, 1.2.50. At 1.2 million, 50. I've got 1.6 million on the online, but 1.250 now. At 1.50 there. At 1.1.250. I've got 1.250 now. 1.250 now. Looking at 1.50. At 1.350. Sir, can I help you at the back? I've got 1.250 now. I'm looking for 1.3 million. Are you in 1.3 million? I've got 1.3 million, yeah. At 1.3 million, now 1.3 million, 1.3.4. At 1.3.4, now 1.3.4. I'll take 1.3.4. At 1.4, 1.4 now. At 1.4, 1.450. I'll take 1.450 from you, sir. 1.4, I've got 1.4. I'll take 50,000 more from you. I've got 1.4 here. I'll take 50,000 from you. I'll take 10,000 more. I've got 1.4 here. I'll take 50,000 more from you. I've got 1.4 now. I'm giving 50,000. Hey, I've got 1.4 million here. 1.4 million, take 50,000. Sir, are you in for 50,000 more? Take 40,000 more from you. At 1.4 million, yeah. Take 50,000 more from you. You say you're out. At 1.4 million. At 1.4, 1.50 there. At 1.4 million, now 1.450. At 1.450, I take 1.450, yes. At 1.450, at 1.5. I'll take 1.5 from you, sir. I've got 1.4 there. I've got 1.4, I'll take 50,000 more. I've got 1.4, 1.450. At 1.450, I'll take 1.450, I'll take 1.5. I'm 1.5 from 1.5, sir. So 1.450 there, I'll take 1.5 from you. 1.5, can you look at me? 1.50, 1.550. At 1.550, yes, come, sir. You look so nice with the clothes there. It says, yes, 1.550. Yes, I've got 1.550. At 1.550, 1.550. 1.550, take 1.6 from you, sir. At the back, 1.560. At 1.56, I'll take 1.560 from you. I've got 1.560 there. At 1.560 there, 1.560. I'll take 50,000 more from you. 1.650. I've got 1.650 there. At 1.650 there, I'm taking 1.750. At 1.750, look at me, 1.750. I've got 1.750 from you. 1.750. So you can't leave this guy out there. 1.650. I'll take 50,000 more from you. 1.7. Are you in? 1.7 thousand. This is a wonderful property here. At 1.550, I've got there, I think is that 1.50 there. At 1.50, you've got on 1.50. At 1.50, you're on 1.550. Are you sure? 1.550 for the first time. I've got 1.6 at 1.6 thousand. At 1.6 thousand, say don't leave the guy for 50,000 more. Come, 1.50,000. I've got 1.650 and 6 million there, 1.6 there. 1.6. Are you sure you're out on 1.6? Take it 10,000 more. Don't leave the guy for 10. I've got 1.6 at 1.16,000. I take 1.6. Give him 20,000 more. 1.6, 1.650. 1.650. Sir, don't leave it for 30,000 more. 1.650. 1.650, 1.650, I've got 1.16. I'm on 1.16, I take 20,000 more. I'm on 1.16. So still on you on 1.16. I'll take 10,000 more from you. I'm on 1.16 from him. I'm on 1.6 here. For the first time. Okay, I've got 1.650. At 1.650. At 1.650, I'm taking another 10,000 more. I'm on 1.650. Say, don't go away, please. We're 1.650 here. You cannot go away. We need 1.6. 1.650 here. I'll take 10,000 more from you. I'm on 1.650 now. I'm on 1.60. I'll take 10,000 more. I've got 1.670. At 1.670, I'll take another 10,000 more from you. I'm on 1.670. I'll take 1.680. So don't look at me. Don't look at the guy. Look at me. I'm here in front of you. I'm on 1.680. I'll take 10,000 more from you. I'm on 1.680. I'll take 10,000 more. 1.670. 1.670. 1.670. I'm on 1.670. I'm on 1.670. At 1.670. So I'm on 1.66670. I'm on 1.667. I'm on 1.670. So don't lose it for 10,000 more. We are 1.660. 1.660. 1.660. Take 10,000 more. I'll take 5,000 more from you. So 1.665. I've got 1.65. At 1.65 now, I'm looking for 1.70. At 1.670, I'll take 1.670. 1.65,000 more, sir. Come 5,000 more, don't lose my 5,000 more. I've got 1.7. At 1.670,000 now, and I'm looking for 1.670. At 1.670, 1.670. Don't stop, don't go away. I'm still busy. Don't lose the game. I'm in 1.67, 1.7. At 1.7 now, you're 1.6, 1.7, 1.7. I'll take 10,000 more. At 1.7 million now, I'll take 10,000 more from you. At 1.7 million, I'll take 10,000 share. Are you share for the first time for 1.7, for the second time, and third time, subsequent fund by over on 1.7 million to card number, your number says standing up as 1376. 1376. Card number 1376 for 1.7 million. Thank you very much and come forward to sign the contract. Thank you.
Hello?